Assalamualaikum and hi to our lecturer, Puan Nisa binti Muhammad Arshad. My name is Muhammad Shafiq bin Shakir. I would like to present about introduction of traffic and transportation planning. Introduction. In this transportation study, we will focus on the combination and analysis of database on data collection of study area. All combination of data involve four sectors, which is traffic interaction, traffic management, supply and demand parking, and public transport study. Our goal is to propose suitable suggestion and to reduce the issue and problem at Bandar University Seri Iskandar. Our objective is to analyze the data needed for each sector. Second is to identify finding to each sector in relation of study area. Third is to come out the recommendation of each sector. For our scope, firstly is traffic interaction, traffic management, supply and demand of study, parking study, and the public transportation study. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Dalina binti Desen. Today I would like to present the Traffic and Transportation Planning Study at Bandar University Seri Iskandar, Perak. First, the accessibility at Bandar University. Planning based on accessibility is more preferred because access is the optimum goal of the travel activity. A good accessibility offers a spacious range of potential solutions to transport problems. Other than that, connectivity to a town centre at variety of levels. The most obvious connection is through a well-designed series of roads at the arterial, collector, and local scales. Road connectivity at Bandar University is divided into main categories, which is express highway and country road.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Asman. I will be presenting about the accessibility at Bandar University Perak. First, highway is a major road network connecting several important locations. As example, between city, the size of highway at the Bandar University Perak is 100 feet and the connection is moderate. Second, collector road is major road forming the basic network within state, linking state capital and major town. Collector road also the middle between the main collector road to the local road. The size of local collector road at Bandar Perak is 99 feet and the condition is good. Lastly, local road. Local road is basic road network within the urban neighborhood, serving primarily the offered direct access to abutting land. The size of local road at Bandar Perak is 50 feet and condition is red.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Kaisal-Rika and I will present about the land use. Okay, land use study is one of the main studies in the preparation of the technical reports. Besides that, land use is a very important in town centre study in order to develop a strategic area and produce a quality neighborhood in the future. Okay, for the goal, it is identify the existing land use at Bandar University Iskandar Perak. Okay, for the objective, we only have one objective, which is to distinguish the difference of land use between secondary data and existing land use in the study area. And the scope of the study, this land use consists of committed development or land use, mixed land use, and surrounding. On the other half, there are the types of land use consist of residential, commercial, public facilities, infrastructure, accessibility, recreation, and open space. We have three types of land use in the town centre, which is committed development, mixed land use, and also surrounding. Okay, for the committed development, is the land already have a planning permission, which is the proposed site in the future. Okay, for the mixed land use, it's a mixed land use that is more than one range, which is including residential, commercial, and industrial area to develop an integrated way, and it is supported by accessibility, infrastructure, and public facilities. Mixed land use can increase the economic vitality and increase the security of the area by increasing the number of people in the street and public space. Okay, for the surrounding, it's really important to identify the issues and problems in the town centre, which is our site study at Bandar University. The surrounding involve the mixed land use, which is residential, commercial, industrial, public space, public facilities, open space, and others. And the land use will be affected if we have problem about the accessibility, because accessibility always be the major problem from year by year, because the population and job opportunity in the surrounding might cause traffic congestion. The type of land use, three main things, which is three type of land use that have been inserted in this slide. Okay, for the first, we have put residential. Residential area have been divided into 5 types, which is low cost terrace, low cost medium terrace, medium cost terrace, semi-detached, and detached house. Next, Hidayah will present about the next type of land use.
Assalamualaikum to Puan Anissa. My name is Nurida binti Zaman. I want to present about the land use in the town centre. There are 3 types of land use in the town centre, which is commercial, public facility, recreational and open space. For commercial, the trading activity need to be planned as it is the most important component of land use in the urban area. With current economic growth and current economic change and changing lifestyle, provide a new perspective in providing trade activity to meet customer needs. Trading is now seen not only a support activity but also seen as a catalyst for local development. Large-scale trade development such as hypermarket or business mall complex can have a big impact on the business, can have major impact local retail business activity. Hence, specific attention should be given to planning the development of this trading activity to be orderly, appropriate, and complementary to complement its function and service. There is a types of commercial which is hypermarket, arcade, supermarket, and shophouse. For public facility, there are several public facilities that the government needs to provide. Some of the other essential facilities are healthcare, sanitation, electricity, public transport, and educational institute. The benefit of public facility can be shared by many people, such as a school. It will enable many children to get educated. Other than that, libraries provide recreation for the citizen. Healthcare and sanitation are essential for a healthy life. Below is the example of facility provided by the government, which is healthy facility, educational facility, and public facility. For recreational and open space, the informal and formal activity for recreation, preservation of natural environment, provision of green space, and urban storm management were known as park and open space, which is placed in the reserve land in the land use. Open space is known as a publicly accessible, which is different from city park. Hierarchy of open space are national park, federal park, regional and urban regional park, local park, neighborhood park, playground, and recreation. Thank you.
Demography. Population of voter 2020 is 58,300. For the gender ratio of voter 2020, male is 28,900, female 29,400.
Next is the population comparison of Seri Iskandar on 2010 and Perak Tengah on 2015. The table on the left side is the data of the ethnic and race population at Seri Iskandar on 2010. And the table on the right side is the data of ethnic and race population at Perak Tengah on 2016. After 2010 onwards, we cannot find any data of race and ethnic population at Seri Iskandar, and we only found the data of race and ethnic on 2016, which only covers at Perak Tengah only.
Now I will explain about the socio-economy. For your information, transportation system is an important component which it can help in improving our country economy. For example, our site area which is at Bandar University. The main activities that are available are commercial, various of services, and higher education institution. And Bandar University also become a main road for public transportation to Seri Iskandar terminal, and this give a huge impact on the economy, as it not only for public user but it can be useful to student also, which they can use this transportation. Moreover, this public transport at Bandar University are often used by the low-income communities. This is because the fare of the public transport there is affordable, which this can save the cost and time. In fact, every week or semester break, the student from UiT, MSI or UTP will use this public transport that are available at Bandar University. The advantage in using this public transport is we can reduce the traffic congestion, and also we can save our time and cost.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, I want to present about traffic volume and capacity study, about their purpose. So, firstly, the purpose. Intersection design influence the capacity of the corridor and the safe movement of conflicting direction. Volume of traffic are determined the lane width required, including lanes, traffic control lanes, based the type of intersection. The general design principles of intersection are the approach space, available line, distance, and volume of the roads used in Bandar University. So we move to the goal of this study is to establish Bandar Seri Iskandar as a city with systematic intersection access. After that, objective to collect result from a research site that can identify potential and constraint. To upgrading the existing intersection system Bandar Seri Iskandar, to identify dangerous intersections that often cause accidents. After that, the scope of analysis. Firstly, traffic junction geometric design, traffic composition, traffic volume, level of service, junction network on 2020, traffic projection, traffic flow during movement control order. So that is the purpose. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Izzati binti Muhammad Ismail. Today, I am going to present traffic intersection of data collection method. Data collection is important to do doing a research. They have two types of data collection, which is primary data and secondary data. For primary data is the information that collected by yourself. Data collected for a particular project to meet specific information need, as opposed to data to already is it for general use or as the result of inquiry of the other purpose. Primary data used to collect data from survey, observation, and questionnaire. The data of observation used to find information in on Google Map. for secondary data. Secondary data is the data that is collected from the primary data. The data entirely a query of general use of form and some purpose other than the information requirement of the project. Secondary data used to collect data from the internet, Google Map, book and article. Traffic flow and traffic volume. The data collection for the traffic flow and traffic volume at Bandar University is from Google Map and Google Earth. Traffic composition. The data collection for the traffic composition from report of road traffic volume measure RTVM 2018. Traffic junction geometric design. The junction network of 2020 and traffic projection. Traffic junction geometric design. Junction network on 2020 and traffic projection use Sidra software to obtain an analysis of our study of selected site in University Seri Iskandar. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm from Group Traffic Intersection. So firstly, I will present about traffic junction geometry. First at traffic light intersection. For the intersection at a traffic light of Bandar University, it four-legged intersection which has a traffic light and has a different road width for each junction. Firstly, for a junction from a northwest, we will go to area residential Taman Maju. Next, at the southwest and east will be Ipoh Lumut Highway, and third southeast, which is the Leboh Bandar U Utama. For the junction has a different width, which is at Ipoh Lumut Highway, the lane width has 100 feet, and same with Leboh Bandar U Utama, while the lane width for Taman Maju is 50 feet. So next we can see the temple at the right, which is the facing of traffic light at Bandar University. Traffic light in the junction has a different facing and timing. As we can see, they have a 4 phase, which is A, B, C and D. This is will set at Sidra to key in the data of phase and timing. For the timing for phase A and B, the red color will be 2 minutes and the green color will 1 minute. And phase C and D, the same timing, which is the red color is 2 minutes and 30 seconds and the green color is 30 minutes. Next we go to as we can see, this is layout at Sidra. We can view the facing one by one to insert the data of a phase, which one is the first and the last. At the Sidra we will also insert the timing of traffic at the Bandar University. Okay, I will continue my presentation. So the main junction at the study area is roundabout intersection. The roundabout is divided into 4 exits, which is for the north west will be Ipoh Lumut. We will go to Ipoh Lumut, which is we will go the traffic light intersection before. Next, for the southwest, will be a commercial area. Southeast will be to the residential area at Bandar University, and last, northeast will be to go to Tesco area. So as we can see, the geometry design from a Sidra, we will insert the lane width and the design of the road at a roundabout. And beside the design junction, I insert also the map at a Google map at the area roundabout. Next, I will present about a traffic composition. The data obtained for traffic composition is from the report of Road Traffic Volume Malaysia RTVM 2018. This is because we can't go to site. We don't do the site visit, so we will use the data that have from RTVM 2018 for the traffic composition. As we can see, the station number near to site area is AR 210. So the report gives average number of traffic composition. So the firstly for car and taxi, they give for 56.7%. Average for vans and utility is 13.2%. For the medium lorry, 7.3%. For heavy lorry is 5.3%, and bus 1.1%, and lastly motorcycle is 16.1%. So the capacity TCU for this near area from this side is 5,543.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Akil Shah bin Audah Halim Shah from Traffic Intersection sector. So today I will present about our analysis. So first, our analysis is a degree of saturation. So the degree of saturation at four-legged junction. The highest of the degree of saturation in this junction is 0.79, which means with the blue color. So this means the lane is having a high volume of vehicle than others lane. So as we can see, the others lane is below than 0.6. That means the lane is having a low volume of vehicle. Alright. So next, we can see the degree of saturation at roundabout junction at Bandar University. So we can see at here the junction and the lane is the difference of the degree of saturation is below than 0.6. So this roundabout still can having or accept amount of vehicle. So next we go to level of service. So we use Sidra software to determine the level of service for this junction. So we insert the data in the input at Sidra to get the level of service analysis. So the data type is like basic saturation flow. We put 1950 TCU per hours. Lane utilization ratio, we put a program. Saturation speed, we put program. Unit time for volume, we put 60 minutes, and peak volume period, we put 60 minutes, and lastly volume data method, we put a total and percentage. So next, this is the result after we put the data of level of service. So at the left, we can see the level of service summary at four-legged junction. Okay. So as we can see at here, at the southeast, which Ipoh Lumut Highway, we have three different of level of service, which is A, E, and D. So A means the lane is a free flow, no delay and no congestion. For E, which means the lane is unstable flow. So, and for D, the result of D means is minimal delays or moderate congestion. Okay, and another one we have a result lane is C, which mean minimal delay and minimal congestion also. So at the roundabout, the level of service is A, which mean the lane is free flow, no delays and no congestion.
So next, I will present about Junction Network 2020. So for this combination of junction located in the Bandar University area, the main intersection are 4-lane intersection, which is traffic light, for traffic light junction and roundabout junction. There is also a network of intersection in the surrounding area. For this network, we will use a Sidra intersection A, but this Sidra can combine only 6 junctions. So as you can see at network 1, I do a combine with area Tesco and roundabout and traffic light. Network 2, I will combine the area commercial area at beside a roundabout. So next at network 3, commercial area. This area is no problem about traffic jam because the lane width is so big. Also at network 4 is area commercial area. Networks 5 and 6 also at commercial area. So this from a Google map, I will that you'll see the intersection that I will take for combine at a Sidra, and they have a 25 intersection including a roundabout and traffic light. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.
So next we go to traffic projection. So this table shows 5, 10, 15 years of projection at 4-legged junction at Bandar University. In 15 years, total vehicle per hours is increased 30%, which is from 2,290 vehicle per hours to 2,977 vehicle per hours. Moreover, in 15 years, the degree of saturation also increased 35.02%, which is from 0.791 to 1.068. This also make the total of carbon dioxide increase 44%, which is from 993.7 kg per hour to 1,431 kg per hour. Finally, the effect of increased degree of saturation make a level of service 4-legged junction at Bandar U is from D to F in 15 years. Next is traffic projection for the roundabout junction at Bandar University. So this table shows 5, 10, 15 years of projection at roundabout at Bandar University. In 15 years, total vehicle hours is increased 30%, which is from 1,770 vehicle per hour to 2,301 vehicle per hour. Moreover, in 15 years, the degree of saturation also increased 39.33%, which is from 0.511 to 0.712. This also make the total of carbon dioxide increase 33.32, which is from 182.8 kg per hour to 243.7 kg per hour. Finally, the effect of increased degree of saturation make level of service at roundabout Bandar U is from D to F in 15 years. That's all from me. Thank you.
So the next slide. movement control order, which is enhanced movement control order. So for the weekdays at Monday, 8 a.m. The Google traffic shows the traffic flow at the Ipoh Lumut Expressway, which is slow, and the accessibility from Ipoh to Lumut is also slow, which is show the orange color. Traffic flow from Lumut to Ipoh is smooth. There has no jams. They have no traffic jams. Traffic flow is from Leboh Bandar Utama to Ipoh Lumut Expressway is slow. For the 1 p.m, traffic flow from the Ipoh Lumut Expressway is slow. Furthermore, for the traffic flow at Leboh Bandar Utama and Jalan Maju 1 is also slow, which is that show the orange color. And traffic flow from Ipoh Lumut Expressway to entrance Bandar Utama and exit from Bandar Utama to Ipoh Lumut Expressway is show a green color, which is smooth and good traffic. For the traffic flow from Ipoh Lumut Expressway at the 5 p.m. is slow, but traffic flow at entrance Bandar Utama accessibility is good. But traffic flow exit from Leboh Bandar Utama is slow until the roundabout, which is we can see at the traffic, Google traffic, that show the orange color. And the traffic flow from Leboh Bandar Utama to Ipoh Lumut Expressway is good. In the weekends at Saturday, 8 a.m, traffic flow in every accessibility from Ipoh Lumut Expressway and Leboh Bandar Utama show that green color, which is good, and they have no traffic jams, as we can see. The traffic flow from roundabout Bandar Unity to Leboh Bandar Utama also good, that not have traffic jam. But when we move to 1 p.m, you can see at the Google traffic is fully have orange color. What you mean? So this means the traffic flow from both Ipoh Lumut Expressway is slow. Furthermore, entrance and exit from Leboh Bandar Utama to Jalan Maju is very slow, which is we can see they have mixed orange and red color. Besides, from the roundabout Bandar University to Leboh Bandar Utama show that the traffic flow is slow. However, after we move to the 5 p.m, we can see have Ipoh Lumut Expressway, the traffic flow is also slow. Furthermore, at the
Assalamualaikum and hi to our lecturer Panisa. My name is Muhammad Ali Shafiq. I would like to present about finding in traffic interaction. In finding, we come out with two, which is potential and constraint. In potential, on CMCO weekend, the intersection of Bandar Utama Highway face rapid traffic movement on 8 a.m. Next, the intersection at Jalan Maju 1 is experiencing rapid traffic movement in 5 p.m. On CMCO weekend, the Ipoh Lumut Highway face on rapid movement of traffic in the early morning, which is 8 a.m. On EMCO weekend, the traffic flow from Lumut to Ipoh is good on 8 a.m. Next, the traffic flow at entrance Bandar Utama accessibility is good. On EMCO in weekend, first the traffic flow in every accessibility from Ipoh Lumut Expressway and lebuh raya U utama is good in 8 am. Next is the geometric design of the main junction of the Bandar U utama. Next is in constraint. First, on CMCO weekend. Firstly, the junction at Jalan Maju 1 face traffic jam on weekend at 8 am. Second, the intersection of the Ipoh Lumut Highway and the intersection at Bandar U Utama Highway face slow movement in the afternoon. Third, the intersection at Bandar U Utama Highway, Jalan Maju 1 and Ipoh Lumut Highway face is slow traffic. On CMCO in weekend, the intersection of Jalan Maju 1 face traffic jam at midday 1 pm and slow moving traffic. Second, the traffic flow from the both Ipoh Lumut Expressway is slow on 5 pm. Next is on EMCO weekend. Firstly, the intersection of the Ipoh Lumut Highway and the intersection at the Bandar U Utama on 8 am is slow. The next, the traffic flow from the both Ipoh Lumut Expressway is slow on 1 pm. Third, the traffic flow from the Ipoh Lumut Expressway is slow on 5 pm. On EMCO weekend, the traffic flow from Ipoh Lumut Expressway slow on 1 pm. Lastly, the geometry design of the roundabout in Bandar U Utama is dangerous because the entrance junction of the roundabout with the front junction of the shut-off is too close. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. I am Ahmad Hazim from Group Intersection Study. So without further ado, let's continue to our potential from our study. So next potential for degree of saturation is two intersection at Bandar University, which is at traffic light and roundabout, will not have issue and problem because it is still in good condition. This is because when we see the color code for degree of saturation for each lane is mostly on the green color, except for two lanes at Ipoh Lumut Highway, which is stated that color is blue. And for the roundabout junction, most of the lanes is on green, which is it shows that it is still in good condition. So that's potential. In terms of level of service, which is LOS, we found out that most of the lane at roundabout junction at Bandar University graded all A, which represent is the best operating condition. As we can see on the screen at the roundabout at junction, also it shows that all lanes are on A grade, which is color of green. So next constraint, in terms of level of service, we can see most of the lane at traffic light junction at Bandar University graded at D and E, which represent the lane is not good in terms of operating condition. Therefore, the lanes that stated on grade D and E should have some recommendation to overcome the issues and problems. Next, for traffic projection, we found out that two intersection of traffic light and roundabout is increasing for 15 years in terms of the total vehicles, degree of saturation, level of service, and carbon dioxide. As we can see on the screen, the total vehicle per hours from year 2020 until 2035, it shows the total is increasing from 2,290 increased to 2,977. And also we can see on the degree of saturation from 2020 to 2035, it increasing from 0.791 to 1.068. And also for level of service from 2020, it stated that it is on the grade D and increased to grade of F. And lastly, for the total of carbon dioxide that produced from the vehicles, it shows that from 2020 is 993.7 and increased to 1,431. So from the overall of this analysis, we can say that the total vehicles for 15 years from now will increase more, and the degree of saturation will go towards, and the level of service will exceed to F, which is not good, and the production of total of carbon dioxide will go increase, and which is not good for our environment.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Izzati binti Muhammad Ismail. Today I am going to present traffic intersection of recommendation. Based on the analysis and observation method, they have several improvement that can be doing in the study area. The need of improvement to be met because to reduce difficult problem in this field of study, such as geometry, design, traffic, and so on. First, traffic flow. On conditional postman control ODI, CMCO weekday. Based on the study area finding, the junction at Jalan Maju 1 face jam on weekday 8 am, but to causing traffic congestion at Jalan Maju 1 probably because the people in Taman Maju want to move on up to go to work. Among the improvement that can be made to reduce the problem that occur in the area of Jalan Maju is to place signboard, parking is prohibited to warn against traffic congestion. Next, based on the study area finding, there is highway Ipoh Lumut intersection and junction of the Bandar Utama highway. Based on the study area finding, the intersection at Bandar Utama Highway, Jalan Maju 1 and Ipoh Lumut Highway face slow traffic at 5 pm. Among the improvement that can be made to reduce the problem that occur in the study area is to reduce traffic light time so that traffic congestion does not occur. Unconditional Movement Control Order (CMCO) weekend. Based on the study area finding, the intersection of Jalan Maju 1 face traffic jam at midday 1 pm and slow moving traffic. The problem of traffic congestion in normal area is when in lunchtime. In addition, the Jalan Maju 1 design is one of the factor of congestion as a two-way street and there is a popular mamak trolley. Among the improvement that can be made to reduce the problem that occur in the area of Jalan Maju 1 is to place signboard parking is prohibited to warn against traffic congestion. Next, based on the study area finding, the traffic flow from both Ipoh Lumut Expressway is slow on 5 pm. Among the improvement that can be made to reduce the problem that occur in the study area is to reduce traffic light so that traffic congestion does not occur.
Recommendation for In-Hand Movie Control Order (EMCO) weekday. Based on the study area finding, the intersection of the Ipoh Lumut Highway and the intersection at Bandar Utama on 8 am, the accessibility from Ipoh to Lumut is slow. Among the improvement that can be made to reduce the problems that occur in the study area is to reduce traffic light time so that traffic congestion does not occur. Based on the study area findings that traffic flow from the both Ipoh Lumut Express Highway is low on 1 pm. This is because the lunchtime that affect the traffic flow in this area. Among the improvement that can be made to reduce the problems that occur in the study area is to reduce traffic light times so that traffic congestion does not occur. Based on the study area findings that traffic flow from Ipoh Lumut Express Highway is slow on 5 pm. Among the improvements that can be made to reduce the problems that occur in the study area is to reduce the traffic light time so that traffic congestion does not occur. EMCO weekend. Based on the study area findings, the traffic flow from Ipoh Lumut Expressway slow on 1 p.m. Furthermore, entrance and exit from Lebuh Bandayu Utama to Jalan Maju is very slow. This is because it's lunch time that focusing in this area beside from roundabout Bandar University to Lebuh Bandayu Utama show that the traffic flow is slow. Among the improvements that can be made to reduce the problems that occur in the area of Jalan Maju 1 is to place signboards. Parking is prohibited to warn against traffic congestion. For level of service (LOS), most the lane at traffic light junction at Bandar U graded D and E, which represent the lane is not good in terms of operation condition. Therefore, the lane should have some recommendation to overcome the problem issue. We change the lane moving and passing. This step taken should be lower and decrease the possibility of an accident. The change include from Ipoh to Puncak Iskandar and Puncak Iskandar to Lumut at the same time. Next, change Lumut to Ipoh move at the same time. When the change and solution step that severe took to solve the problem for road Bandayu Utama graded D dan E is changed to become more and better, which is pretty good for decreasing the rate of accident and hazard. Traffic projection. Based on the study area finding, the two intersection of traffic light and roundabout at Bandar U increasing for 15 years, and in terms of total vehicle, degree of situation, level of service and total CO2. Suggestion for improvement at two traffic light intersection and roundabout at Bandar U Utama are the same as level of service recommendation. Maybe we can make the lane movement and pacing. Thank you very much.
Wabarakatuh to my lecturer, Puan Anissa and my fellow my friends. Okay, I want to introduce the group members of traffic management, which is I'm Aini Husna, and they follow the Muhammad Fauzan, Siti Aisyah, Siti Maisara, Muhammad Ikmal, Teh Medina, and Khairul Izzat. Okay, I want to introduce the traffic management. Okay, based on data collection at Bandar University, we descriptive the analysis of traffic management by the observe. Then variable element causes an issue at all road and junction. So in this report, we come out the witness of element traffic management based on issue by data collection, and we find out the recommendation for traffic management to improve the system traffic management. Okay, next. For the purpose of the traffic management, which is to improve a road user safety level by providing an efficient information facility at Bandar City. And the objective, which is to improve the management of road network, to analyze the condition and weakness of element traffic management, and to come out the recommendation for the good visibility element of traffic management. And then the scope of study, we acquire the signage, street light, traffic light, one-way and two-way, accessibility, physical measure, and also spot accident area.
Assalamualaikum. Is the data collection method is the quantitative. So I cover to quantitative method. Okay, firstly is the information detail issue for winners and accommodation, and the observation from the Google Map, pilot survey and the street view. Okay, the descriptive analysis of traffic management by the observed, the variable element counts at the issue at the all road and the reduction. Quantitative research the measure attitude, behavior, opinion and other variable to support or reject a premise. Okay, so I will give to the Aisha.
For qualitative method, every day mesti refer guideline RSN and RTD to know detail traffic management as and a spot accident area. Qualitative research involve numbers or a need to be used through a mathematical calculations. An example of use a method is an guideline.
So the first analysis in traffic management is the signage analysis. For the signage analysis, according to the table that show on the slide, there are two types of traffic signage at Bandar U, which is regulatory signage and cautionary signage. For the regulatory signage, the start of signage was located at Bandar University intersection, Jalan 1BU2, Jalan 1BU1 and Jalan PP2. So the type of regulatory signage that available at Bandar University is skip left sign, stop sign and one-way sign. And the next signage that available at Bandar University is cautionary sign that located at Bandar U Utama and Jalan 1B1. So the type of cautionary signage is roundabout head sign, pedestrian sign, bump ahead sign, and pedestrian crossing sign. So according to the graph that show on the slide, there are more type of cautionary sign if compared to the regulatory sign.
Analysis for street light. The street light in Bandar University area are in good condition and good working. Street light at Bandar University 161 unit. There are several subdivisions of street light park along the street of the Bandar University. According to the table, overall analysis for 161 street light at Bandar University in good condition.
Analysis for traffic light. Traffic light rule unification shows us a traffic jam and vehicles waiting at empty intersections. A new words of traffic light can identify pattern in traffic condition and update the signage in real time. The traffic light and time traffic light at Bandar University is in a good shape. Traffic light have a speed generation by the system in the specific range like 32 km per hour to 40 km per hour. Also, it can adjust the speed limit of route.
On the topic about one way and two-way street. First, we go through one way. One way street is intended to minimize congestion and streamline traffic flow and reduce dispute and obstruction of traffic in the city. Second, two ways. Two-way street allows drivers to take the most direct routes from destination to origin. In conclusion, road safety is very important for road users. So one-way and two ways are very useful for vehicles passing through them. That's it all.
Accessibility as a focus to pedestrian, which majority people just one way to the next destination. Most of the pedestrian in not good condition because in the long term period, okay, this pedestrian in front of the Tesco. Okay, the next is the pedestrian beside shop house. Okay.
Measure, there are 5 elements, which is stopping lanes, yellow box junction, zebra crossing, speed bump, and slow speed bump. Okay, for the overall elements, they are complete at Bandar University of element physical measure, but certain is have a weakness. For the good of element, which is the line is clear and the texture is a good condition. And the weakness is certain place is unclear, and this is can be causes for accidents. Next.
Of traffic management, we come out the spot accident area. Okay, spot accident area is causes from the user feasibility, and there is can the increase of the case of the death and injured from the people, especially in the certain spot area. So the picture is the certain or spot area at Bandar University, Bandar University, Seri Iskandar, Perak. And some of causes accident by people is at intersection exit road from the Dataran Ahmad Jaya Bandar University, and it can be show the element of traffic management is the less, and it must be improved for the good user visibility. So it can from the causes, the spot accident area is the human factors and also the environment and the element of traffic management. It can be need to improve the element for the good condition for the future development. Thank you.
So, after the analysis stage, there are a few of potential and constraints that have found in traffic management. Below was the maps that show the existing element in traffic management and the finding of traffic management, which are for the potential. All the all the road signage at Bandar University was in a good condition. Second, the signage at Bandar University gave a clear information to the road user. The third, the street light in Bandar University in a good condition, and for the street light in Bandar University can help road user to drive in the dark and to provide a safety to consumer. So the next presenter, I will pass to my Sarah.
So, continue from the potential, the traffic light at Bandar University was in a good condition, which is it provide a well-organized and orderly road for traffic at the intersection and minimize the number of conflict movement. At Bandar University, the good provision of one-way and two-way street will improve access and economic activity in area with a denser mixture of land use such as downtown and commercial street. All elements of accessibility at commercial Bandar University in good condition and the acceptable for people to access the next location. Every pedestrian has their walkway for people or help people careful to access the next location. Then I will pass to Aisha for continue with constraint.
There is a lack of pedestrian crossing signage at Bandar University. Pedestrian cross at the route that has a no pedestrian crossing site. There is no intersection signage at the Bandar University. Commercial area serves as a stop signage and give away signage at the intersection area. There are high possible of criminal activity at Bandar U commercial area due to the lack of the lighting resources at night. I will pass for Ainin Husna.
Okay, then we have barriers at pedestrian walkway because in bad condition, and there's some people not responsibility about that. And then we have the certain witness of physical element, which is the texture or color of lines and on the road. in the unclear and disabled. And this thing sometimes can be an accident because of the driver did not see clear and we are where in the stopping line it could be dangerous. And the lastly, mostly effect the accident based on the based on the element of traffic management, and we also to improve the element traffic management for the good for driver visibility. And the route user, the route design also not following the criteria pairing permission, and it is not to fit the witness and the side area, especially at the spot area, which is at roundabout and junction. In the in on the map, in the circle of the right. Okay, thank you.
For traffic management, there are suggestions for the traffic management to make a sustainable development and to improve the quality element for future development. Okay, so I focus to the signage. Okay, the recommendation to enhance the replacement of stop and give way and stop signage at commercial area extension at the Bandar University. It said that the pedestrian signage also must be added to give information to the transport user to always be aware and be careful when down the pedestrian crossing area. Other than that, pedestrian crossing also must be provided at the suitable area where pedestrians usually use to road to cross. It is very important to make sure the pedestrians safety always plenty and we make them comfortable to crossing the road that more nearest to their destination. Okay, the next element is a street light. A total of 16 street lights have been proposed in the study area for enhancement in the dark area and the potential crime area. Okay, so I pass to the Fauzan. Thank you.
Okay, for the one-way and two-way street, for the recommendation, Bananisti Street needs to upgrade to make all road users use with safety. For example, provide the more signage of one-way or two-way to make road user can alert about this street, provide new roads and road line to make sure the road at commercial in Bandayu are not sandy. Accessibility in recommendation, Bandar University was satisfying the all safety element but need to upgrade the condition of barrier in bad condition at pedestrian walkway. In another way, to build the bridge for easy and safety for people to access the next location from avoid the any accident happen. That is must to take seriously and responsibilities for the good impact in future. And last for physical measure, for the recommendation, Bandar University was complete the all safety element but need to upgrade the condition which is they can remake the color of lines. Many life which is yellow but box junction near the Petronas was in bad condition and unclear to see. And then stopping lane area at the junction near at terminal was unclear too, and this will causes for accident. So the authorities must take a responsibility to upgrade or make over the structure to the good condition of road user.
The first panel for parking supply and demand is purpose. The goal of this study is to provide an efficient and strategic phrase of parking demand and supply for comfort and convenience of the surrounding. For the objective, first to identify the frequency of parking users at Bandar University Seri Iskandar. Secondly, to identify the type, size and condition of parking supply and demand at Bandar University Seri Iskandar. Third and lastly, to determine the certifications of parking supply and demand that provided at Bandar University Seri Iskandar.
Assalamualaikum, I am Nur Asidah binti Abdullah and my partner is Muhammad Faris Shafiq. We from Parking Supply and Demand sector will present about data collection method. Data collection method is important during a research, and there is two types of data, which is primary data and secondary data. I will present about primary data and my partner Muhammad Faris will present about secondary data. Okay, so primary data is the information that collected by yourself, and the data collected for a particular project is to meet specific information needs. For example, observation, case study, and questionnaire. But for our research, we are doing observation through Google Map. That's all from me, and I will pass to Muhammad Faris Shafiq to present about secondary data. Thank you.
Data collection method that we use are primary data and secondary data. The secondary data is a resource method that involves using already existing data. Existing data is summarized and collected to increase the overall effectiveness of research. Besides that, secondary data is also the data that has already been collected through primary source and made readily available for researchers to use for their own research. The example of data is like books, journal, newspaper, website, and others. The advantage of data is it is easy to find, to access the data, and less time spending. So for our research, the data that we use is documents, media review, and website of public transport agency such as Portal Majlis Daerah Perak Tengah and Portal Edisi Penerbitan Awam Darat APAD.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Zulaika and I am from the group of Parking Supply and Demand. Today I will present about the analysis plan of parking supply at the Bandar University. Okay, based on the data collected using Google Street View, our group, which is Parking Supply and Demand, has produced an analysis plan of parking supply at Bandar University. For the entire of the site study, there are 3 types of parking available at the commercial area of Bandar University, which is angle parking, parallel parking, and perpendicular parking, like what I have inserted there. Okay, for the angle parking, it can only be found in the area around the KFC, and other 3 parking lot can be found at Jalan PP2 besides Domino Pizza Restaurant. Besides that, all of the parking lot in Tesco area is perpendicular parking. One area has been found as off-street parking, which is Tesco area, which contain 168 parking lot.
Parking volume is the total number of vehicles that park in an area considered within the given time duration. So the repeated car that parking is does not count as a parking volume. On our side, from 4 AM until 8 AM, there is 1,250 cars that park at there. So this can show that Bandar University still crowd in the early morning.
Next, I will present about the analysis of parking accumulative. Before that, parking accumulative is about the total number of vehicles that entering and exiting at parking area. So this analysis is based on the data about the cumulative arrival only because there are no data about the cumulative departure. However, this analysis can still be produced with the data cumulative arrival. Next, this data is taken from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. with the crowd show most of the people use these parking facilities on 8 a.m., which the total number of car arrival is 108 cars. So this also shows that the number of cars that entering to use this parking lot is increasing started from 6 a.m. To be concluded, the highest cumulative arrival at our site area is about 158 cars.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nafatin Farhana binti Faisal from Group Parking Supply and Demand. I would like to present you about the vehicle hour occupancy. Vehicle hour occupancy is a percentage of the occupied parking space during a given time period. The vehicle hour occupancy was analyzed by the calculating the number of parking available that was actually being used at the site. So this is the average of vehicle hour occupancy. The average of duration using hour is 1 hour, so the total is 5 hours. There are total vehicle park that cover all the site. So the total is 1,250. The highest total of vehicle park is around 8 a.m. that cover all the site, and the lowest one is 60%. 60% that park at 4 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. Today I am Afif Farhan and Ahmad Luqmanul Hakim will explain about the parking index and spillover analysis on the parking supply and demand sector. Parking index is a ratio of the number of bay occupied in relation to the total space available. It gives an aggregate measure of how effectively the parking space is utilized. Based on the parking index calculation method, the analysis found the parking index and parking spillover in the study area are as follows. At 4 a.m., the parking index was recorded is 17.32. At 5 a.m., 18.70. At 6 a.m., 19.13. At 7 a.m., 21.63. At 8 a.m., 30.94. As a result of this total parking index covering 1,160 units of car parking excluding motorcycle and occupied parking, it is due of data limitation in a limited range of data. Consequently, the result discovery in this analysis found the increase in the utilization of parking in the study area. The average parking index in study area is 21.54. It means 21.54% car parking capacity is utilized in study area and showed a significant increase from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Okay, now I will pass to the Ahmad Luqman Hakim that explain about the parking spillover analysis.
Next, I will present about parking spillover. Parking spillover is indicated the number of parking differences at that time period. For the data analysis of parking spillover, there are limited or to obtain data during peak hour. However, parking spillover at 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. no parking spillover was recorded in the entire study area.
Assalamualaikum, I am Nur Rasida binti Abdullah. I am from Parking Supply and Demand sector. We present about our analysis. I will present about average parking duration. Parking duration is an important term used in the design of parking facilities for knowing the average time during which a vehicle will use the facilities of a parking. And parking duration is dividing the value of total vehicles hour by count of vehicles that is being parked with the specific time period. So the formula for parking duration is parking volume load divide park vehicle hours, which is parking volume load is the total of vehicle hour occupancy and park vehicle volume is the total number of vehicle. So the calculation is 4,100, which is the total vehicle hour occupancy, divided with 1,250, the total number of vehicle. So the total of average parking duration is 3.28. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum to Pak Anissa. My name is Nur Hidayah binti Farid Zaman. I'm from group Parking Supply and Demand. I want to present about parking turnover. The total of parking volume is 1,250 vehicles over a time period of 1 hour. Number of bay available is 1,116. So the parking turnover is 1.0 vehicle per bay over a time period of 1 hour. It indicates every space is used by 1.0 vehicle over the time period. This parking turnover shows that available parking bay are used quite efficiently used. This table shows the average duration and the total vehicle park. And the formula of parking turnover is parking volume divide number of bay available. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. Okay, now I will present about the finding of the parking supply and demand analysis. Parking is the one most important element in the transportation system. The parking demand and supply analysis of provide more area will elaborate the future source of type of the study. These studies we find the result we show us the parking trend and also the parking demand of this area. From the analysis part, we see the increase the utilization of the parking in the study area show the significant increase from 7 am to 8 am. However, the use of parking in the study area has not yet reached the quarter of the total number of parking lot. Besides, the average of the parking duration of the study area represent with 3.28 average with 5 average duration hours, and average parking index at the study area is 21.54% of existing capacity is being used in overall study of on 7 am to 8 am. In addition, no data recorded in parking spillover showing the lack of parking or illegal parking in the study area. In overall, the total capacity of this area is 1,160 cars per hour, which is sufficient to meet the demand of the vehicle. Also, there are no issue or problem in determining parking demand in the study area. Okay, thank you.
Next, I would like to present about the recommendation of parking supply and demand. For the recommendation, there are two recommendations on parking supply and demand. First recommendation is the parking area provision at the site should be improved in terms of ventilation, condition, and maintenance by the local authority with the revenue money collected in the form of parking charge. Second, the parking charge would vary during the peak and off-peak period to manage the parking demand with respect to the available capacity. That's all from Group Parking Supply and Demand.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good morning. So I'm here in my function as the group leader for public transportation supply and demand. Let me introduce myself. My name is Atira Ilyana binti Abdul Hadi. So my group members are Nur Rashikin, Nur Dalina, Maizatu Farnadia, Nur Sharis and Nur Shamizan. What I would like to present to you is about the public transportation supply and demand study at Seri Iskandar Perak. Basically, we are studying about public transportation supply and demand in Bandar University. So our goals is to identify the public transportation supply and demand system in Bandar University, while for the objective is to identify the public transportation system and service provided. Second, to analyze the demand and supply of public transportation. And for the last one is to analyze the potential of the public transportation system and service. While for the scope is, we have type of public transportation in Bandar University. Second one is public transportation itinerary in Bandar University. For the third one is condition of public transportation. And for the last one is public transportation user in Bandar University.
4.1 Data collection method. First, there is primary data. In primary data, there is quantitative method. Quantitative methods are presented in numbers and require a mathematical calculation to deduce. Quantitative research measures attitudes, behaviors, opinions, and other variables to support or reject a premise. This is done by collecting numerical data, which is easily quantifiable to identify statistical significance. The method of observation performed is different due to MCO obstruction. The observation method used to find information is through on sites of observation from the internet such as in Street View and Google Maps.
Okay, for the type of public transportation in Bandar University Perak, so basically bus transport is one of the main and most common mode of transportation within Bandar University Perak. There are my bus, express bus and transit bus. So basically for my bus service, it is provided more efficient urban and rural connectivity throughout the time period to help local more easily commute to work, school and others. It is located at the commercial spot in Bandar University and Persiaran SIBC. For the next one is express bus and transit bus. They are constantly working towards managing its routes and flights optimally. All of the public transportation is being stopped during MCO and operation is allowed with condition during CMCO. People also need to follow SOP, which is provided by the government. So basically here is the data that we got, which is express bus with the total of 31, Perak car with the total of 29, no user public transport with 1 user. For the rental car is 2, my bus is 3, meter taxi is 8, and the transit bus is 6. So basically all of this data we got from the survey online.
Next is public transportation itinerary in Bandar University Perak. The public transportation itinerary such as my bus has different and many routes with a specific service hour. It only stops by at selected route and also stop by at Bandar University for pick up a public transport user to from a destination to another destination. For the Perak transit bus, it has many and different routes but it covered the whole Perak. It also has the specific service hour. Next, the express bus is including any companies and consisting different routes based on the user selected destination. The service hour for the express bus is based on the companies. The taxi service is uncertain as is based on the user option to use the taxi as a public transportation, but usually the taxi service is for the whole day. For the Grab car, it has its own application which is easy for the user to reach and use it as a daily public transportation. Basically, it based on the user timing and the destination that preferred by the user. During the MCO and CMCO, all types of public transportation are basically started on 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. Their service hour is stated and based on the Prime Minister order.
Assalamualaikum and my name is Nur Ashiki binti Roslan. The condition of public transportation in Bandar University Seri Iskandar Perak is more to management of public transportation such as facilities and comfort of public transportation. The facilities of public transportation, which is the public transport timetable, unnecessary bus break, traffic jam, and more. The comfort in public transport is very important in order to ensure that public transport users are comfortable during the long journey. Based on questionnaire survey, the user satisfaction towards public transportation are answered by resident or user who use a public transportation at Bandar University Seri Iskandar, Perak.
The next slide is public transportation user in Bandar University Perak. The type of public transport used by public transport user are express bus, Grab service, taxi budget, my bus, and bus transit. The total number of public transport user in Bandar University prior to the movement control order was as normal as in the normal days and was able to attract large number of user. The number of public transport user in the Bandar University during the MCO and CMCO has deteriorated as a number of reasons are that the government does not allow public transport to operate and does not allow travel across the state. Based on the pie chart gender, respondent residency, marital status, and age shows information and number of public transport user in Bandar University. Based on the data obtained, most residents choose express bus as the main means of transportation, especially students and low-income group of 31 out of 35. The next slide is analysis of mobility needs in Bandar University Perak. Before movement control order and condition movement order, mobility is a movement that is considered to be the journey of a vehicle, person, or thing other than the ability to move everyone safely, or mobility is also the ability to move or move freely. In the Bandar University area, the movement of every group of residents or immigrants using land transport such as cars, motorcycle, public transport, and so on. The public transport movement in the Bandar University is very active as the terminal Seri Iskandar is one of the bus stops that serve as the southbound bus route. According to the data obtained, most of the public transport available in Bandar University is from low income and higher education institution, UiTM and UTP students. During and after movement control and condition movement control order on May 18, 2020, Dr. Nur Hisham bin Abdullah, the Director of Health Malaysia, has declared the movement control order or PKP, making the movement of every public transport illegal. Because a disease known as COVID-19 is an infectious disease and can spread if there is a social connection or contact in public. The public is very afraid of getting on public transport, even though each public transport can take 25 people on one trip with a specific procedure.
Analysis number of public transport user in Bandar Perak. Based on information obtained from the type of public transport data and public transport user at Bandar University, public transport user at Bandar University trying to choose the express bus for the aesthetical to travelling a long distance. Then, Bandar University public transport user are also likely to prefer Grab car for the short distance, especially around Iskandar. Type of public transport is express bus and Grab car is a major need for the population of the Bandar University compared to others public transport. Then, therefore, public transport can meet the need of the Bandar population. The graph bar of the public transport show the most commonly used type of public transport are bus and Grab. It shows the need for the bus and Grab in the Bandar is high.
Next is analysis trend of mode use in Bandar University Perak. The type of public transportation such as express bus and grab car are the main choice for the pupils at Bandar University. The factor that causes the user to frequently use the public transportation such as express bus is to return to their hometown in other states during the holiday, especially students. The next factor that causes the user to frequently use is grab car, because easy for them to reach the destination that is near, such as going for shopping, buy foods and other factors. The other public transportation that been used such as rental car, my bus, taxi and transit bus are less used by the people in Bandar University compared to express bus and grab car. The people not choosing the type of transportation is because the need to use this type of transport is not as important as express bus and grab car. Moreover, the type of transportation such as rental car and taxi are lack of user because the user is preferring to use grab car as the main option. The use of grab car are easier and cheaper compared to rental car and taxi. For the public transportation such as my bus and transit bus are the reason for not chosen by the user because the user preferable to go to a destination that is far. Thus, the public transportation such as my bus and transit bus only reach and have its own routes.
Analysis user satisfaction towards public transportation in Bandar University Seri Iskandar Perak. Based on questionnaire survey, the user satisfaction towards public transportation are answered by resident and user who use a public transportation at Bandar University Seri Iskandar Perak. As you can see, this is a graph of satisfied with punctuality, schedule of the transit times. So the highest number of punctuality schedule of transit times is 49 respondent, which is neutral. From this analysis, the user are quite neutral with punctuality schedule of transit time at Bandar University Seri Iskandar Perak. Next, for satisfied with comfortless of public transportation, the highest number of comfortless of public transportation is 46 respondents, which is neutral. The user are quite neutral with comfortless of public transportation at Bandar University Seri Iskandar Perak. For satisfied with affordable fare, the highest number of affordable fare is 35 respondents, which is satisfied. Users are quite satisfied with affordable fare by using the public transportation at Bandar University Seri Iskandar Perak.
Next is the analysis of recommendation of public transportation. Based on this chart shows the highest number of the recommendation of public transportation is at Bandar Seri Iskandar Sidek with the highest number, which is 44%, and the second highest is at Bandar University with 41%. Next is Desa Seri Iskandar with 11%, and lastly with Taman Maju with only 4% responding.
Okay, so here is the analysis of service capacity in Bandar University Perak. For your information, service capacity is the total of passenger trips scheduled to be complete, including passenger late cancellation, passenger no-show and complete trips. For the bus service at Bandar University Perak, the bus seat maximum capacity of 20 passenger, while the larger 44-seat excursion coach accommodate 40 passenger comfortably with luggage. Capacity state is for passenger and does not include the driver and guide. While for the e-hailing service and taxi, they were allowed to only 2 passenger and operate until 10 p.m. During the RMCO, express bus may operate with full passenger capacity, while e-hailing service driver may carry passenger according to their vehicle legal limits. It is allowed to operate without time limit and capacity, not limited to 2 person and more. Perhaps add one more passenger in front, or if they are using a 6 or 7-seater vehicle, then they can take passenger according to the vehicle capacity.
Next, for the findings, In this map shown the findings of bus service at Bandar University Perak. In this map shown the bus stop point and the route service in the Bandar University.
Finding of taxi service in Bandar University Perak. This map show the taxi point and rule of taxi in Bandar University Perak. Finding of public transportation in Bandar University Perak. In this map, show the combination the bus and taxi point and rule the bus and taxi in Bandar University Perak.
The recommendation of public transportation supply, which is we have 3 points. For the first one is we recommend for the efficient bus ticket system, which is a big part of how to improve transportation efficient is by improving transit ticket system. Ticket system have to be quick and practical to allow to prompt loading and unloading of passenger. And for the second one is for passenger comfort. This happens when users need comfortable of public transportation that can seat as many people as possible, and comfort extend beyond the bus seating arrangement. A smooth riding, quiet bus play a significant role in reducing the overall stress of the public transit experience. So basically, among the consistent feedback from rider of fuel cell electric bus is a surprisingly luck about how quick the bus are when in motion. And for the last one is about we recommend to minimize the number of stop or station. This happen because stop and station improve the efficiency of public transport, but there must be a balance between enabling accessibility with more stop or station and reducing the cost of operation by increasing transit speed or ensuring trips are covered in time. Hence, care should be taken to ensure that stop and stations are located on the street to be balanced accessibility by commuter on one hand and reduce operating costs on the other hand.
For conclusion, the transportation system is essential if economic planning is to be encouraged. The improve the culture, social and so on, the public transport position outlined above is essential. It is an approach to moving resources to the local city, country and destination worldwide in nearly all areas of urban life. This program has also played a crucial role in defining the development circle and in fostering and affecting our society, character and vitality. The study carried out in this field at Bandar Seri Iskandar examined whether transport planning is an essential component in the overall planning of the area. The Federal Highway Administration should also take care in improving the encouraging the area of research to resolve the challenges in this field. In other than this region may become one of the most developed areas in all respects.